What's up, you guys? Teddy Striker here, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about why I think that star power ruins the UFC. And although it's good, it brings its excitement. Like, I like Ilya Tuporia, how he's promoting the fight. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see some random guys just be like, "Oh, I had a good training camp. Everything is good, and I'm ready for a tough fight." Listen, that we're all over that. I can guarantee you, we're all over that. We want some excitement. We want to be entertained at the end of the day. But the problem with these so-called, I'll say stars. The problem with these guys is that they're like you don't want this sport turning into boxing. Like boxing, you get not super fights, but you get the best fighting the best every 5 years. Like, why the hell did it take Errol Spence and Terence Crawford to get in the ring 5 years? Like, Terence Crawford could have won back then. He could have won like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. He could have won. And he won today. Like, he won recently. But it took so long. We don't want that in MMA. And I feel like these guys at PFL and Bellator, they're paying guys. And like, hey, look, guys, there's money over there. But at the end of the day, I don't want that to turn into boxing. I feel like Don Davis and all those guys who run PFL, they're going to do that. Or they're going to run out of business or money. Actually, no, they won't. Because they're sponsored and funded by the Saudis. And those guys just print money. But, like, if you're the top guy, if you're the champion, and you're a star, you should not be picking and choosing your fights. Don't get me wrong. Actually, I take that back. Israel Adesanya, for example, he's a good example of what a star should be. Because when he was a champion, he was calling out his opponents. But guess what? It was always the next best guy in line, because that's what a real champion should do. That's what a real star should do. He called out Yoel Romero after he knocked out Whitaker, because he knew Paulo Costa was injured. So why would you waste your time trying to promote something else when you can have something that while your main target is recovering? So he called out Romero, he fought him, then he fought Costa. Then he called out Pereira too. That's what you gotta do as a star and as a champion. Like, if you're Sean O'Malley and you have the option of fighting Corey Sandhagen, a guy who dominated Chito Vera, or Merab, a guy who dominated the guy that took you to your toughest fight, like, what are you picking? The guy that, beat you before, but you thought it was a fluke, or the next actual best guy in line? He picked Chito Vera. And that ruins the integrity of the sport. The whole premise of the UFC is like, the best fight the best. That's what Dana White lives and dies on. And I just hate it because it just holds up the weight classes. Like, for example, don't get me wrong, I like Volkanovski, but the fact that he went up and fought Islam twice while Islam didn't defend his title against his single lightweight, it just created who's next? It's like we don't know who's a clear number one contender at lightweight. Is it Justin Gaethje? Is it the winner of Oliveira or Arman Tsarukyan? Like, he could have fought, after he beat Volk, he could have turned around in the summer. Actually, no, not in the summer, but in Abu Dhabi. If Charles Oliveira didn't pull out, then you could have done Islam versus Oliveira, and then bring back Islam, keep him active, and have him fight Gaethje. But now we've got this weird situation at lightweight. And some of the fighters who I think are some of the cause of the problem are guys like Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley chose to fight number 6 Chito Vera. I get it, Corey Sandhagen's injured, but there's Merab. I know the UFC deep down they don't really like Merab. They would rather him not be champion. And honestly, I don't mind Sean O'Malley's chances of knocking that dude out. But why is he fighting Chito Vera again? I get it. You want to avenge your loss, but do that once you start clearing out the division. Kamaru Usman, he had beaten Kobe Covington. He beat Gilbert Burns. He beat Masvidal. And then he was like, nah, you know what, Masvidal? I should have finished you, and I want to finish you. And he called him out. The UFC gave him that opportunity, and he actually finished him. But guess what? Kamaru Usman was a reigning defending champion. He had beaten everybody the UFC put in front of him. But guess what? That's not even the worst thing about Sean O'Malley. Sugar Sean O'Malley has already plotted his next fight, and he wants it to be against Ilia Topuria. If he beats Volkanovski, that makes no sense. There's Merab Dvalishvili. Corey Sandhagen is going to be healthy by then, so fight those guys. Like, stop holding up the weight class. Fight your contenders. And speaking of Ilia Topuria, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like this guy. He's very confident, but this guy's making a movie that's set to release like the day after he beats Volkanovski. Like, that's a big if, first of all, but like Ilia Topuria, he basically told Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, and Max Holloway to go kick rocks, because he's never gonna give them a title shot. Like, what are you talking about? These are the contenders in your weight class. That's how you become the divisional GOAT. But this guy's like thinking about McGregor. Like, why? McGregor's next fight is probably gonna be at 185 pounds. You're not a big featherweight. You're like relatively like, you're an average size featherweight. And why the hell would McGregor fight you out of anybody? Like, he's chasing the belt at lightweight, or at least I think so. He said that he wants to get that belt back, but who knows? But why would you want to fight him? And the next fighter I have a problem with, although he's not as bad as the other two, is Khamzat Chimaev. Like, Dana White said that if he beats Kamaru Usman, he's getting a title shot, which makes no sense if you're really thinking about it. Like, I get it, Kamaru Usman was a former pound-for-pound, former champion at 170, but this is 185. That has nothing to do. He's not ranked in that weight class. To get a title shot, you need to be ranked fighters. And the fact that he's, mad that he's not getting a title shot is even crazier to me. Like, dude, you didn't beat Kamaru Usman. Like, wallahi, you didn't beat him. But now you're like complaining and calling Dana White a liar, even though that he's doing the right thing. Like, and Adesanya should get the title shot over you. And I don't care what anybody says, but Khamzat's not getting the next title shot.